Yes. Yeah, I'll start. श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज, निज मन मुकुर सुधारी। बरनौ रघुपर बिमल जस, जो दायक फल चारि। बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके, सुमिरौ पवन कुमार। बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि, हरहु कलेस बिकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीसु तिहु लोक उजागर। राम दूत अतुलित बल धामा, अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम भजरंगी, कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी। कंचन बरन बिराज सुबेसा, कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा। हाथ वज्र औ ध्वजा बिराजै, खांदे मूंज जनेऊ साजै। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन, तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर, राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया, राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा, विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे, रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाया सजीवन लखन जियाए, श्री रघुबीर हर्षि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरति सम भाई। सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावै, अस कही श्रीपति कंठ लगावै। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहिसा। जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते, कवि कोविद कही सके कहाते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा, राम मिलाए राजपद दीना। तुमरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्र जोजन पर भानु, लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानु। प्रभु मुद्रिक मेली मुख माहिम, जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहिम। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज सम्हारो आपै, तीनों लोक हांकते कापै। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै, महावीर जब नाम सुनावै। नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै, मन मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावै। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तीन के काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै। चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा, है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता, असबर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुमरे भजन राम को पावै, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै। अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्त न धरिई, हनुमत से ही सब सुख करई। संकट कटाई मिटाई सब पीरा, जो सिमरई हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो 7 बार पाठ कर कोई, छूटी बंदे महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़ै हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरिचेरा, की जय नाथ हृदय महाडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप, राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुरभूप। सियवा रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय, बोल रे भाई सब संतन की जय।
Very nice. Very good. Jai Bajrangbali. So let's pick up from where we had left off. So we had covered Ramaduta Atulita Baladhama. Actually, there was few more points I wanted to tell about Ramaduta. It is quite fascinating. If you don't mind, I'm going to do that. Okay, I'll just say it. As Ramaduta, when he goes, so we spoke about the qualities of a Duta, Pragalbhya, and all those things. When five qualities were there, and then what does he do actually when he goes to Ravana's asthana and he sits? How does he display these qualities? That fearlessness and then the thinking on the feet and all that. So this Ravana is sitting on a huge throne. It's like Amaravati, more beautiful than Indra's asthana. And he is sitting there with his 10 heads, reveling in his glory and his ego. And he's a larger than life figure over there. But this Hanuman, he goes and challenges Ravana. He says, the first job of a Duta is to feel that my master is greater than yours. And I have a very important message, you better listen. That should be the attitude of a Duta, which Anjaneya had. And so he tells Ramana 4 things, I believe. First, he reminds Ramana that he's a coward. Why? What were the cowardly things that Ravana did? One, Hanuman says, you're the one who was, kidnapped by who this one. Did I cover all this? I don't know. You were the one who had a fight with Vali and you lost so badly, and you were tied as a toy on Angada's cradle. You are that Ravana. And then he says, oh, you are the one who lost to Arjuna. You have 10 heads, he has got 1,000 arms. You were so badly beaten up by Arjuna. You are that Ravana. And then he tells, then one more he says, oh, you are the one who were stuck. When Parvati Mata pressed her thumb, blessed her little toe, on Kailasa Parvata, you were stuck underneath it and you are like a mouse, you're like a rat who was caught under a under a boulder. You're that Ravana. You're so weak. And then, of course, lastly, you're the one who kidnapped Sita behind the backs of Rama and Lakshmana, covered. So these are the kind of abuses. Look at that Hanuman's, he's totally fearless. He just goes into the enemy camp and starts abusing the fellow. Absolutely amazing. And he's tied up. He's tied up also. Of course, he pretends he is being tied up because the Brahmastra cannot tie Hanuman. Why? Why can't the Brahmastra tie Hanuman, anyone? Is it because he is very strong or is there any other reason? Yes, Suma.
Because he was blessed by all the devatas, like
Exactly. So he was blessed by Brahma also. So Brahmastra, he out of great respect to Brahmaji, he just, he honored the Brahmastra. Otherwise, he couldn't be tied. And so after this, he tells, he reminds Ravana that my boss is Sugriva. You know Sugriva, the brother of the great Vali who defeated you? Sugriva is no less. He's equally or even more powerful. That Vali had a boon that he could take away the strength of the opponent. Otherwise, by himself, Sugriva is extremely powerful. So he says, "Hey, my king is Sugriva. And he has sent me. Be aware." Just reminding the opponent that who are all in his team behind Hanuman. And then he also tells him there is Lakshmana whose arrow is very, very, very sharp. Please remember that. Lakshmana's arrow is very sharp. And then the last thing he says, Nara and Vanara have become one. Be careful. That's a warning. So this Ravana had a curse. By who? Nandi. Anyone knows that story of how he was cursed by Nandi? And why he was cursed by Nandi? Because once he went to Kailasa and he saw Nandi, he is of course a bull. So he has got a puffed face. And so Ravana laughs at Nandi and says, "Oh, you look like a monkey." So Nandi was mighty offended. And he said, "Your end will come through a monkey only." And so Hanuman reminds Ravana of that. Your end is near. We have joined hands with Nara, who is Narayana himself. And so all these things he reminds Ravana and makes him feel very, very afraid actually. He is all bluster. That Ravana is all bluster and all galata. But actually he is extremely scared. He is worried. Half his army is dead because of this monkey in Ashokavana. Ministers, sons, everybody. Hanuman simply, he just... Okay, now we will do this today. Mahaabeera bikrama bajarangee kumati nivaara sumati sangee. Mahaabeera bikrama bajarangee kumati nivaara sumati sangee. Yes, Suma, you want to talk about this?
Sure.
Yeah. You can put on your video if you wish.
Sure. Hold on. Okay, let me on my video. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
So this verse is the description of this verse is like, "You're the greatest warrior, possessed of valor with a body that is as strong as teeth. You have the power to destroy all the negative tendencies of the mind, and you're the constant companion of those who are discriminating and wise." Mahaabeera refers to not only physical strength of warrior, but also the strength derived from virtue, knowledge, and renunciation, vidya, dharma, tyaga. Hanuman possessed all these strengths and was called great warrior. Kumati and sumati is like ku prefix stands for wicked and su stands for opposite, that is noble. Mati is intellect. Going from ku to su requires satsang, good company of others.
Very. Yes. Anybody else? Pitch in with some examples of how he's a Mahaabeera. Okay. There are
He
many.
crosses, he crosses the ocean between India and Lanka, right? That one. And whatever you mentioned, his fearlessness in the first time he sets foot in Lanka. Yeah, these are the simple examples.
His life is about Mahaabeerata only, actually. Right from a baby. How so he is Mahaabeera. And there are some few parameters of who is a Mahaabeera. There are 5. Let us quickly look at them. One is Dharmaveera. No doubt, Anjaneya is a Dharma Veera. Why? He's always with Lord Rama. Ramo Vigrahavan Dharmaha. The very avatar of Rama was to uphold Dharma. And no other than Hanuman, who was his lieutenant, holding his hand and doing everything to establish Dharma. So he's a Dharma Veera. There is no two ways about it. Dharma Veera. And then we have Daya Veera. Lot of daya, compassion. See, it's an oxymoron. You are a very valorous person and you are compassionate. Those two qualities to go together, it is something. Valor shows rajas. Daya shows sattva. For them to both reside in the same entity is something amazing. So this is one example the Panditas give. That is when Hanuman first met Rama. See, his whole mission was to meet Rama. He was always doing Rama Nama Japa even before he met Rama. His life mission was to meet Rama. So when he does meet Rama as a Brahmin, he disguises himself. Of course, those days they didn't have no way to know anyone. They didn't have pictures or WhatsApp or photographs or whatever. So he goes as a Brahmin and he talks to Rama and Lakshmana and arrives by his own on his own that they're indeed Rama and Lakshmana, and then he falls at Rama's feet and he completely his life's mission was he had already met his goal. There was nothing more he needed to do. He could have simply said, okay, fine, I'll come with you wherever you go. But he took Rama and Lakshmana to Sugriva. He needn't have. Because he wanted to solve Sugriva's problem also. He was, poor fellow, exiled from his own, and his wife was also kidnapped by his brother, and he wanted justice. So Hanuman very kindly takes him to Sugriva. It said that he needn't have done that because it was such a whole complicated thing later. So Dayavira. Then Vidyavira. Of course, we know more and enough about how Vidyavira. He was the one who got Vidya from the sun god himself. So we also know that story. He told her, actually the Anjani, the mother, she told the little boy, if you have to find a guru, there is none better than Surya himself, Surya Bhagwan himself. And so he goes and asks Surya Bhagwan, please teach me. He says, I cannot. I'm 365/7. I'm on the move. Where is the time for me to teach you anything? So what does Hanuman say? I will come with you. So at the speed of the sun, he goes around with the sun and gets Vidya. That is Vidya Virata. Huh? All challenges he takes upon himself just to get the Vidya. Vidya Vira. Then we have Ranavira, of course. Ranavira. Everyone he dashed. It is said that he needn't, Rama and Lakshmana were not required at all to win that war. But because it was Shishtachara that the king has and the husband has to get the wife home and all that, he allowed it to happen. But otherwise, by himself, he was capable of finishing the war all by himself. All by himself. Then we have Tyaga and Danavira. What did he do Tyaga of? And Dana. What did he do Dana? Yen Tyaga madidru ivru? See, he gave himself to Bhagwan. He gave himself completely, tan, man, dhan. Completely he gave to Bhagwan. What more can you give? That's what he did. His whole entire life was about Rama, 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 Rama. That was what he did. Danavira. He just gave up. And then, yes, this is a great example of his Tyaga. What is this? There is this Hanuman Ramayana also, which he had carved on the caves of the Himalayas. Anyone knows this story? Tyagavira. What does it do with the Hanuman Ramayana? Valmiki comes and reads it. And he's so overcome. It is so beautiful. It is so much more superior than his own Ramayana, that he's overwhelmed by the beauty, and he's very sad also at the same time. So Hanuman asked him, "Why are you crying?" So Valmiki says, "Look, my Ramayana nobody is going to read now. This is much more superior." And so Hanuman says, "No, in that case, don't worry." And then he just destroys his own Ramayana. He dumps it in the sea. That is this Tyagavira. That means he was not looking for any fame, name, glory, nothing. He was just doing everything spontaneously for his own joy. That is Hanuman for us. So many things we can learn from him, right? For us, any little thing we want people to acknowledge, we want to be appreciated, we want to be bhesh bhesh. Unless that is there, we don't want to even go ahead. So Hanuman is like this. I have done my job. This is how I have done it. That's it. What you call fill it, shut it, forget it. Something like that. That is why he is Mahaabeera. And of course, he is Vikrama Bajarangee. Bajra means Vajra. His Deha was Vajrakaya. Vikrama is the one who takes, Krama is a step. Krama is a step. Vikrama is one who takes calculated steps. That is the interpretation given by the scholars. Vikrama, the one who takes calculated. Look, he is spontaneous. That doesn't mean he's, he does all sorts of random things. He is not random at all. Calculated spontaneity. That comes because he is a very, very pure channel. Yes, strategy. So much he does for Rama. Mahaabeera Vikrama Bajarangee. His body itself was a Vajrakaya. Yeah. What else? Kumati nivaara sumati ke sangee. There are many, many Kumatis. The Kumati is wrong kind of thinking and wrong way of taking your thinking and getting lost in it and become this. So many kinds of depressions we get into. One is defeatism. After some time, we are pursuing something, and we feel this is not going anywhere. We lose the enthusiasm to pursue the goal. All these things, all of us have gone through this in life, 100%, I'm sure. So defeatism is a Kumati. And most of us might give it up there. Whatever be the dream that we are pursuing, after a while, if it becomes too hard, we are very happy to give it up. So all this in this Ramayana, there's a very lovely episode when Sugriva, he makes 4 teams to go north, south, east, and west teams. All the Vanaras, he divides them. He says, go and find Sita Mata. 4 teams. The southern team has got this Hanuman. It's got these Gatangatis, the Maharathis are there. Hanuman, Angada, Jambavan. All these people are there. And they're looking high, they're looking low, they're looking here, there, everywhere, hither and thither. No sign of Sita Mata. And they're very, very tired. The sun is very high in the sky. They don't have water to drink. They're near the ocean, but there is no water to drink. Then they're extremely, they just want to go, but they can't go back also because Sugriva, they're scared of Sugriva. He has said, off with your head if you don't come with any news of Sita Mata. So they're utterly defeated. And then what does Hanuman do? He goes on top of a hillock or a tall boulder and he looks around for water. So then he sees these birds flying out of a cave. Then he says, if birds have gone into a cave, there must be a reason. There must be water in the cave. Let's go. And so the whole troop follows the lead of Hanuman and they go into the cave and they have water and they are refreshed. So this might sound very trivial, but no, at that point of time, it was extremely, it was very, very important for them to move on. have that water, refresh themselves, and think of more strategies. So the symbolic meaning of going on to a higher boulder, it is very obvious that you have to take the big picture. Whenever we are stuck, we have to look at the big picture. Okay, what's the worst that can happen? What's the best outcome? What's the worst outcome? Be prepared for both. Hope for the best, be ready for the worst. This kind of attitude is what makes us go ahead in life. So, Kumati, nivaara, sumati ke sangee. He gave this sumati to his members. Defeatism. Many examples are there. Self-doubt. This is Vibhishana. So, another beautiful episode of when Hanuman meets Vibhishana in Ravana's Lanka. So he goes there in the dead of the night and he scours whole Ravana's palace. He scours. He doesn't find anyone. He doesn't find Sita Mata. And then he goes outside in the city. It's dead of the night, right? And so there's only one house which has got a tulsi plant outside. I said, in the Rakshasa's domain, there's a tulsi. Someone has got a tulsi plant also. And so that shows how Ravana was utterly cruel and, completely Rajasic and Tamasic person. He didn't allow any, completely self-obsessed. He didn't allow his citizens, his praja also to follow any kind of good practices. So he sees a tulsi plant and he goes into that house and he hears the chant of Rama, 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 Rama. And so he goes inside and he sees that it is Vibhishana, who is also a Rakshasa. But still, he's a Satvik Rakshasa. And then he tells Vibhishana, then they had a long night of Rama Katha. Both of them sing the glories of Rama. And then Hanuman reveals himself and tells Vibhishana, I am so and so. And he advises Vibhishana, why are you stuck in this fellows? Why are you stuck with your brother? I know there is loyalty and all, but there is a limit. He is complete adharmi. Please come and surrender to Rama, he tells Vibhishana. And so then Vibhishana has got a doubt. He says, look, I'm a Rakshasa. I'm the Rakshasa of the enemy's brother himself. Why will Lord Rama accept me? They'll think I'm a Mayavi, which they did. All the Vanaras also did think that he was a Mayavi trying to fool Rama. How can I even, I'm so ashamed to be even in the space of Lanka here. How can I go in front of Rama? And so Hanuman tells him, and this is very famous, look, I am a monkey. Look at my face. I am a monkey. And people say that if I see a monkey first thing in the morning, we don't get food to eat that day. That is the reputation monkeys have. And Lord Rama has taken us under his shelter. Why will he not take you? So he fills Vibhishana with a lot of courage to cross over. See, it sounds as a story, it's very easy to say these things that Vibhishana crossed over to Rama. But look at the psychological baggage Vibhishana had, how much courage he had to get into himself to take on his brother who was so powerful and so arrogant. So much has gone underneath this, so much psychology is there underneath the whole thing, right? And so our Hanuman gave Vibhishana that impetus and he relieved his doubts and he gave him the right direction he showed. Kumati nivaara sumati ke sangee. He gave him the sumati. And of course, Sita Mata also.
Here,
Yes,
here,
Moonja.
Purnima,
Yes.
I have to tell two more things.
Yes.
In the court of Ravana, Ravana says, kill him,
Kill who? Hanuman.
Hanuman. So Vibhishana is the one who stands up and says, a person who has come as a Duta cannot be killed.
Correct. Right.
You can mutilate or do something, but you have to send him back. That is the rules. So that is the reason why they say, okay, we'll set fire. He thinks the tail, with the tail only, he made the biggest of the seat for himself. No, he's proud of his tail. So put fire to his tail. That's
Correct.
why that was given. Okay. Another thing is the enemy camp, when Vibhishana comes, Rama asks everyone. Everyone says, don't. He is a stooge sent by Ravana to destroy us.
Correct. Hmm.
And ultimately, Rama asks Hanuman. Hanuman is the one who says,
Hmm.
no, we can take in this person because
Hmm.
even though he is his brother, he found what he's doing is wrong and he has taken courage and come to us. And when anybody comes and falls at your feet,
Hmm.
Sharanagati, you
Yes.
must accept.
Yes. Correct.
And it is going to be an advantage for us
Hmm.
because he's coming from the enemy camp. We might know the secrets of Ravana. So it will be an advantage for us.
Hmm.
So Rama, please take him in. It
Hmm.
was Hanuman who said. The
Correct.
rest of all of them were against
Against it.
his taking him in.
Correct. So
So
there
that is
he really he removed the doubts of the Vanara clan and he gave the clarity that Vibhishana has to come into the camp. Yes. Yes, Nirmala. And then there is Sita Mata. So how in the middle of these again Mayavi's one monkey will come and how will she believe him? So with great chaturata, he chaturya, he goes and talks to Sita Mata. And Sita Mata, of course, was in depression. You know what? She wanted to kill herself. She was so depressed. And she was asking all the Rakshasis who were guarding her, she was asking them, please give me some fire. Please give me some fire. I want to kill myself. I want to burn myself. She was so tired of, waiting there amidst this horrible atmosphere. And she was asking the leaves, which were, red in color. She said, oh, you look like fire. Please fall on me and burn me. So that was Sita Mata's state of mind when Hanuman went there in Nirmala.
so. What happened?
Hmm.
Just before, just as uh, Hanuman was going to come in, this uh, he was standing in the tree, Shinchuba tree,
What shape, what
when
size he was? Masaka, like a mosquito,
yeah,
small size.
so Ravana comes and says, "See, I've been patient enough.
Ah.
So I'm giving you 2 months' time. If you don't agree to my condition, I will ask them to just cook you and give you, and I can eat you as a food."
Ah, what a cruel fellow.
And then he says to all other Rakshashis, please torture her as much as possible,
Hmm.
and leaves in a huff. And just as this is happening, no, after that, suddenly the Rakshashis go to sleep. And Trijata, Vibhishana's daughter, is one of the uh, person who's taking care to guarding her.
Hmm.
So she's a good Rakshashi. She says, Sita, mm, don't take any drastic decisions.
Hmm.
Just now I dreamt
Ah.
that Rama is coming and taking you,
Mm-hmm.
and you are very happy.
Oh, okay.
Here, Lanka, everything is, no, Ravana is dead, and all that is happening. She says this, and she just becomes quiet.
Okay.
By the time Still, Sita is not convinced. She has a long hair. She was planning to put the hair on the tree trunk and hang herself.
Oh. Mm.
That is what she wanted to do. She was just planning that. She was trying to execute it.
Mm.
Just then, she hears that small thing, small voice,
Mm.
talking about Rama.
Rama.
Even then, she suspects it is somebody sent by Ravana.
I
In
am.
this kingdom, whoever is going to talk about Rama,
Mm.
it must be Ravana's somebody only. So let me be careful.
Mm.
But then when he told the story so fully with details and all, she got convinced.
Yes.
So that is the master plan of Hanuman, which was effective. And then immediately her depression went away. There was a ray of hope
Yes.
that, somebody will go and inform my husband where I am and
Mm.
he will come. The moment he knows where
Mm.
I am, he will come to protect me. She had that faith.
Very nice. Yes, yes. So he hands the Chudamani to Sita Mata and she asks him, how is my Rama? Is he missing me? See what all doubts she gets. So many months are over, he has not come to find me. Does he even want me back? These are the kind of doubts she had. And Hanuman, as usual, he was a Vak Chatura. He was a Pandita, Vak Pandita. So he tells in very, very poetic language, he describes the halat of Rama. He's crying. He's like a wilted this. He's talking to, plants and animals and asking, where is my Sita? Where is my Sita? He's not having food properly. All that he gives a very beautiful picture, a very graphic picture of how Rama is suffering because Sita is not there. So that gives her a lot of hope. Same thing when he goes back to Rama, how is my Sita? He asks her, and again he gives him a picture of how Sita Mata is like a lotus who has lost the bloom, and very, very poetic language. He tells, Rama how she is. So all his whole presence and his actions were enough to lift people out of depression. Kumati nivaara sumati ke sangee.
Usually, it is the Lord who helps the Dasa.
True.
But this
Yes.
is the story in which a Dasa helps his master.
Imagine. I know it's so unique, isn't it? Totally unique. There is no other story like this, really. A Dasa is helping the master. So the another meaning of Sumati ke Sangee is the one who is always siding with the dharmic people. Sumati ke Sangee. So who is this? This is Sugriva. And Hanuman is with Sugriva. He could have easily crossed over to Vali, who was more powerful, and he had the throne. He was the king. Why didn't he do that? But he wanted to be on the side of the Sumatis, the dharmic people. So that's another meaning of Sumati ke Sangee. And he was on the side of Vibhishana, who was a Sumati, and the Sugriva. So all these things are about his Kumati Nivara Sumati ke Sangee. What else? This is another one. Kanchana barana biraaja suveshaa Kaanana kundala kunchita keshaa. So, yeah. Anyone wants to explain this? Very simple. This is the how to meditate on Bhagavan. These are the lakshana. See, in bhakti tradition, we need the form. There is the nama and the rupa. Nama we take for japa, and the rupa we take for meditation. And this is the dhyana of Hanuman. How the beautiful form of Hanuman. How beautiful he was. Kanchana, barana, biraaja, suvesh. He was reveling in it. Suveshaa, he was so beautifully dressed. Kanchana varana means the golden hued one. Kanchana varana, barana, the golden hued body. biraaja, suveshaa. He was dressed so well. Kaanana, kundala, kunchita, keshaa. So all these beautiful ornaments and all that. So it shows that he was no ordinary kapi, just a monkey who was going from branch to branch and jumping around. He was not just a Vanara who had extremely cultured. He was the son of Anjani and Kesari and none other than Pavanasuta, Shivatanaya, what all. He naturally he was resplendent. He was a glorious form. And this is a form you have to meditate on, Hanuman. This is just this Tulsidas is so in love with Hanuman that he is describing the beauty of his Aradhya Devata. Of course, Rama is his Aradhya, but still, Hanuman is the one who came and rescued him when he was trapped in Akbar's palace.
Okay.
Right? So, like this. Kanchana barana biraaja Kaanana kundala kunchita keshaa. And then, what else we have? This is the name of this, even in both in Valmiki Ramayana and in Tulsi Ramayana, Sundara Kanda, there are 7 Kandas of the Ramayana. Why is this? This episode is called a Sundara Kanda because it is said it is named after Hanuman himself. He was very Sundara, he was so beautiful to look at. Sundara. One of the names of Hanuman in the Sahasranama is Sundara. And because Valmiki or Hanuman absolutely did not like self-glorification at all. So they didn't he didn't name it Hanuman Kanda. It named it Sundara Kanda. Of course, the Sundara Kanda is full of beautiful episodes. The Vana is beautiful. The episode of Hanuman meeting Rama is beautiful. The Bhakta and the Lord meeting each other is beautiful. Everything is beautiful in this particular section of the Ramayana. But basically, more importantly, Sundara refers to Hanuman here in this Sundara Kanda. And it's all about Hanuman's exploits. Everything is about Hanuman's exploits. So that is how he is. His vesha, suveshaa, very, very beautiful form of Hanuman, which inspires confidence, which inspires everything. Kaanana kundala kunchita keshaa. Kunchita keshaa means curly hair. And then we come to the next Chowpais. हाथ बज्र और ध्वजा बिराजै कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजै संकट हरण केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा बिराजै कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजै. So what is this? हाथ में क्या है? वज्र और ध्वज. He's having Hath mein, in his hands, he has got dhvaja and vajra. Many interpretations are there. You want to go, anyone wants to go with the interpretation? Nirmala, Hath mein kya hai? Gadha hai. That Gadha was as good as a Vajrayudha. Hath mein Vajra. It was as good as a Vajrayudha is what? Vajrayudha is that Indra's weapon. It could knock down anyone. It knocked down Hanuman also when he was a baby. So, Haath mein bajra biraajai means he is having this Gadha, which is as good as powerful as divine as Vajrayudha. Number 1. Number 2 is Hanuman had those chinhas on his palms. Haath mein Vajra or his body itself. His body itself was a it was a flag of Ramanama. When he came, he was declaring Rama. He was the lanchan of Rama. That is one meaning. Scholars say, Haath mein Vajra or Dhvaja means when Hanuman comes, it's like everything, that victory is coming my way. Then another thing they say is he had got these chinhas on his palms. Vajra This is the marks of hallmark of a great man, of a divine person. They have got these beautiful mudras on their hands. Vajra and dhvajaa were the mudras on Hanuman's hands. That is one interpretation. This is very lovely that people, according to their own understanding, they'll interpret what Tulsidas meant. Haatha mein bajra aur dhvajaa viraaje. Of course, he was a kapidhvaja himself. He himself was a dhvaja. He himself was a dhvaja on Arjuna's chariot. That means victory was guaranteed for Arjuna when Kapisha was on his chariot. So we all know when Hanuman got out and Arjuna got out of the chariot first. Krishna told him, get out first, Anta. But he was very angry. Arjuna said, why should I get out? You get out. The driver has to get out first and then, open the door for me. Krishna says, shut up and just get out of the chariot. And so Arjuna gets out. And then Hanuman flies away. And then Krishna comes. And what happens to the chariot? Arjuna's chariot completely catches fire and burns down. Why? Because it was Krishna and Hanuman who were protecting the chariot with so many divyastras was fired at Arjuna's chariot, but they were holding it because of their divine power. So, Haatha mein bajra or dhvajaa biraajai. He himself was a flag. And then one more. His fist itself was like Vajrayuja. It was like a diamond. This is Lankini. With his left fist, he touches her and she falls. That Lankini was the Rakshasi who was, guarding Lanka. So he lands in Lanka in the middle of the night and he becomes a Masaka Saman. He's a mosquito. The size of a mosquito, he lands. And this Lankini is such a sharp woman. She could see that this mosquito as the intruder, as the mosquito also she sees. Actually, a wonderful woman, a wonderful security guard. And she comes and challenges him, you cannot enter Lanka. And so he takes his real form and he just punches her, Lankini. And so as usual, the story is that she was Apsara who was cursed. He was a Devata who was cursed. And she was told that when a monkey comes and hits you, you will get moksha. So that is one story. So his fist itself was Vajra. Haatha mein Vajra. And then there's, of course, this whole metaphor of the chariot. What is the metaphor of the chariot? The body, the Ratha. The body is the chariot. The Ratha is the body. And who is the driver? The horses are the five senses. And the Partha Sarathi. Arjuna is the Jivatma and Krishna is the Paramatma. The consciousness who is directing. When we give ourselves up to the Lord, He will direct our life. So that is another interpretation of this. Hanuman himself declared his body, by his being, he declared that I am the Ratha and I am the Maharati. I am the one who is inhabiting the body and I am directing it. I am the Maharati of this body. That is another interpretation. And then he was wearing this moonja janevu. The janevu is the janivara, upavita, what we call, and it was made of moonja grass. Moonja grass is a very, very prickly grass, apparently. Darbhe. Moonja grass is very, very prickly grass. And that janevu, if he is wearing a prickly janevu or 3 threads, if he is wearing, how much it must be prickling him, the wearer himself. But Hanuman was wearing it with utter, he felt no discomfort wearing that janevu. Moonja grass ka janevu, he felt no discomfort at all. That means, all interpretations, but it means he was completely not bothered about any comfort zone, which most of us are very much in our comfort zones all the time. And this fellow is wearing that prickly janevu all the time, which means he has to be so alert and aware a little wrong movement and it's going to hurt him. And he hugs Rama, yet it doesn't hurt Rama. That means how much alert and aware he was. That is what the scholars, the interpreters say. First of all, that he is wearing a janevu says that he says from a very, very cultured family. And he had the Brahma Jnana also. This janevu of the three threads, it says, it represents that Kaya, Vacha, Manasa. I have given myself to Bhagavan. My life itself, Kaya, Vacha, Manasa, is for the Supreme. That is the significance of the three threads of the janevu. Whoever wears it, now also. Why three sets? Kaya, Vacha, Manasa. The Brahmopadesha has been done to the Vatu, and he has to follow the injunctions through speech, body, and mind. That is the dictum. So he is wearing this janevu, which is highly prickly. Yet he is very comfortable with the prickly situations of life. Yes. Then what? Last one for today. He's got three fathers or what? What do you say? Shankara Suvana, Kesari Nandana, Pavana Sutta. How do you explain this? How many fathers does he have? So one explanation is that he's an Amsha of Shiva. Shiva, he is one of the Ekadasha Hanuma. Shiva is one of the Ekadasha Rupas of Hanuma. He's a Shivansh. Shankara Suvana. He's a Shivanshi. And then everyone has a biological father. That is Kesari. See, Shiva has to come means he has to come through someone only, no? So that Kesari is the vehicle through which Shiva is born as Hanuman. And Shivaji is also, see, when Narayana decides to come down as Rama, we had gone through this earlier. All the other devatas also come down. We had seen a list. Nala, Neela, so Brihaspati, everyone comes down. All the devatas come down as Nala, Neela, Angada and all these people. Vali, Sugriva and everyone. Then Shivji feels left out. Are, my friend Narayana is going down and I am. How can I stay back? And so he decides to come down as Hanuman, it is said. It makes sense because Nara and there's Hara and Harihara, they are a thick friendship always. And so Kesari is the vehicle through which Shiva is delivered. No, who delivers? Pavana. Again, that story of how the payasam which was with Sumitra, it falls, or Kausalya, whoever, and then Pavana, wind god takes it and delivers it to Kesari. So, three fathers. That is fine. Do all of us have three fathers? That is what they say. All of us have got three fathers. How? All of us have got three fathers. How is it possible? Anyone?
Is it because of the Gotra you're born in? That becomes one of your fathers?
Shweta, you're here. I didn't see you. I wanted you to talk about this Kanchana, barana and all that.
So sorry, I just logged in. I was outside. I'm still driving.
Never mind.
Sorry. Yeah.
You were saying something about Gotra. Three fathers, Gotra. Okay, that is one thing.
One your biological father, one is your Gotra.
Okay.
Third one, I'm not sure. Somebody's Amsha should come. So.
Okay. Anyone else wants to try?
I think the Paramatma, like Pita Mahadev, Mata Parvati. So we are all like the Amsha of that.
Correct.
Then our biological parents, but I don't know the third one.
Okay. That's good. That's, you are thinking in the right direction. There's no doubt about it. Yes, Helappa. Who wants to pitch in?
Third father is our guru.
Correct. Third father is our guru.
Yes.
So the gross body comes from Kesari, biological father. The subtle body, all of us, for all of us, the subtle body is ours. That is what keeps us alive. The prana shakti. Vayu is our father. Once Vayu enters, only I come alive. Once Vayu goes, finish. I'm gone. Prana shakti. Vayu, when he's outside, he is Vayu. When he comes inside, he is prana. My specifically for me, he comes inside. He is my father. No? My subtle body is kept alive. I am kept alive by prana shakti. That is why I am Pavana Sutta. All of us are Pavana Suttas. There is no doubt about it. If I didn't have prana within me, I am nowhere. I'll have the cross body, but who's keeping it alive? It is prana shakti. And then, of course, the Atma is the spiritual father, Shiva. Without Chaitanya, no amount of gross body or prana shakti is going to. I mean, they all borrow their their strength from Chaitanya by Paramatma only, Shiva. So this is the interpretation of these three fathers of Hanuman. So for today, this is it. Please pitch in with your thoughts. We can continue next week with more Choupayis. See, there are 40 Choupayis in Hanuman Chalisa. Only 19 are about the glories of Hanuman. The rest are all Phalashruti. So now we have discussed so many of Hanuman's glories. So not much to say later. So you can all pitch in if you want to say something, share something. Please do that.
This, whatever we did today, and of course in the previous sessions, have been so heavy with meaning. Today I tried to note down, and I mean, there's so much to absorb
Yes,
and learn
I know.
and apply in our lives.
That is the main thing. Application in life.
And I feel if we go through, I mean, if this is my opinion, if we go through each of the Chowpais, I feel, I mean, it's only going to be a reinforcement. It will be good.
Yeah, we will do it because the great Rishi Tulsidas has given us 40 Choupais.
Yes.
Who are we to dismiss?
For a reason, right?
For a reason. That has come from the source. So what is your takeaway? Like you said, we have to so much to implement in our life. What would you implement from today?
Yeah, I am yet to decide on that what to do today. But yes, maybe the first one, Mahaabeera. Try to be the best in all these aspects. That is in Dharma, Dana, Daya, Vidya. And the last one is, sorry, I didn't note that down.
Daya Veera, Dhyana Veera, Vidya, Rana Veera.
Rana.
Let us leave that alone, right?
Yes. So maybe take one of the
Battle
Veera
of life. Yes. The battle
for
of life.
the next coming week.
Yes. Anyone else, please share. What is your takeaway? What will I implement? Yes, Anu.
As Sneha said, most of the things we'll try to cope up and implement. And again, today, one other thing I learned is like three fathers, what you just said, like, we all have by default Atma and Vayu. Only our biological father changes for each one of us, but other two is just the same. That was something.
What an insight, no, Anu? Super.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And not just us, even animals, or even like,
All
Vayu is the,
sentient
for the,
beings. Yes.
yeah.
Quite
So that was a big learning.
correct.
I would like to share one more. So we have to try to remove our own sense of defeatism in every little thing that we do. Yeah, that I think, I mean, for me, at least it's going to be the next 1 week.
Correct.
Or maybe a month. This is a good exercise for me. Thanks.
Don't get defeated.
Yes.
Yes, people. Anyone else wants to say something? Otherwise, we can close for the day. Okay. Om. Yes, somebody said something. No?
No, Purnimaji, I'm sorry. It just took me a second to unmute. I joined towards the end, and what I heard was about the Janevu, the Darbe Janevu, what he wears, right? I think the way I kind of started to think about that was you have so many external factors which can trick you, but right, which as we sometimes we become so sensitive, like we treat it like, oh my god, we let it hit us even though we should not technically, right? So how he wears a Janevu but still doesn't get hurt, and even when he hugs Rama, he's not hurting Rama. In the same way, I think we should build a shield around us and protect ourselves. Not protect, but build a shield around ourselves so we don't get hurt or we don't let others hurt. Because there's a saying, right? You can only get hurt when you let somebody's words or somebody's actions hurt you, right? So, so in a similar manner, I think we should think of Hanuman's Janevu, how he doesn't let it hurt him. We should build ourselves for like a nice aura or a guard or something like that. So which we would not let the outside factors, like a shield. Yeah, there you go, shield. So the outside factors won't let us prick us.
Wonderful, Shweta. Beautiful.
And at the same time, yeah, thank you. And at the same time, right, what happens is when you get hurt, you want to go inside, go inside. Yeah, let me pull it in. Sorry. Sorry, my son is in the back. So go inside. So at the same time, I think when somebody has hurt us or we are hurt, we take it on somebody else too, right? It's like it just becomes like a cycle. So we have the ability to break that cycle, like how Hanuman, when he hugs Rama, nothing hurts Rama either. So if we have the shield, we protect ourselves and we protect everybody around us.
Very beautiful.
So we don't carry that negative effect.
And we tend to inflict our own pains on others also. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, beautiful.
So,
Lovely.
thank you.
Beautiful. Yes, Nirmala ji.
I want to take his humility.
Humility. Yes. Dana and Tyaga Veera. Yes. Shweta Vadiyar is also here. You joined late, Shweta? Okay.
Yes, Purnimaji, even I was little late today.
Okay. Anything you want to add or you're good?
The thing is that, to understand these many days, I thought like Hanumana Chalice is just, people are just reciting. But once the contemplation started, now I'm understanding. Each one word has so much of depth.
Yes. So thanks to all the scholars and panditas who have written commentaries on this and interpreted it for us.
True. Yeah. Next class I'll add on that, for explanation.
All right. Okay. Shall we close for the day unless somebody else?
Same thing, Purnimaji. Next class, I'll add my thing. I'm so sorry. I was stuck in a place. I couldn't make it to the class on time.
Nothing, no problem. All right. Om asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityormam amritangamaya. Om shanti shanti shanti. ನಾನೆಂಬುದು ನಾನಲ್ಲ, ಈ ದೇಹ ಮನಬುದ್ಧಿ ನಾನಲ್ಲ, ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದಾತ್ಮ ಶಿವ ನಾನು ನಾನೇ. ಶಿವೋಹಂ ಶಿವೋಹಂ ಶಿವೋಹಂ. ಲೋಕಾಃ ಸಮಸ್ತಾಃ ಸುಖಿನೋ ಭವಂತು. लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु. लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु. हरिः ओम्. ॐ तत्सत्. श्रीगुरुचरणार्पणमस्तु.